Test, test, 1, 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Chess and Coffee number 4. I got my coffee here, and I got different style pieces and a different background board. And not quite 1400 yet, but maybe we'll hit it today. We are 1391, and we'll probably just play games again. I'm kind of interested in the daily puzzle really quick, but we won't spend a lot of time on it if I don't get it right away. Just kind of like a little warm-up. That's some good stuff. Okay. Black to move. Okay. This would be a nice check, check, and mate if this knight wasn't here. Pushing this pawn blunders this pawn. This check gets blundered by the knight there. I suppose I have this check. And if the king goes here, I got this check. And then it's just checkmate. So I got rook e8. I'm not sure I see a response to that, right? I mean, this, you just take it. But I suppose the king can run. Rook e8, knight e5. I mean, I just take it with check. I mean, that's just... King f3. I mean, I suppose rook d3 would be a check. And then king g4. I don't see a follow-up to that. So maybe just g4 right away. But then he could take either pawn. So like, let's say he takes g4. I guess I could take... I guess I could also take this way, but then the king could run this way, right? Check. Check. Yeah, that gets a little weird. Maybe this one's a little stranger than I thought. g4 right away. I guess queen f4, then I just take the knight. So maybe g4. G4, knight h2, check here, check. Otherwise, because any other knight move, I think, just kind of falls victim to back rank checkmate. I mean, this just looks like the move. Because any of these knight moves, I'm going to take with check. Check. Maybe knight e1. Because then check, and then king runs, and then I don't have a back rank checkmate anymore because the knight would be on e1. But I'd be threatening checkmate. Like this, I don't know what else he'd do if I was threatening checkmate here. Maybe just king runs, take, king here. I mean, the king's still... Maybe this isn't a checkmate puzzle. Or maybe I got this check now. I don't know if this check makes a difference. Probably doesn't. Yeah. This just... I was gonna say, this just looks like the move. How's it not the move, though? What did I miss? Like, what could be bad about this move? What could be bad about this move? There must be a knight move that I'm just not seeing here. That's crazy. Okay. I mean, I guess he'd still be winning. Because I guess after knight here, like, let's say queen takes pawn, I take the knight with check, queen takes on f3, and even if I tried to do my checkmate here, I can't because the queen covers d1 square. I'd have 2 rooks versus a queen, which is technically better, but he'd have 3 extra pawns, and I'd have no pawns. So, I guess I'm losing that end game, even though it looks like I'm winning a piece. That's probably why that's no good. So if that move's no good, then there must be like an actual checkmating sequence here. So maybe rook e8 was right. And then after knight e5 blocking, maybe not rook takes right away because the knight's pinned. I don't think this pawn move would work. Rook e8, knight e5. Right? And then sorry about that. Let me just adjust my microphone. Taking would be the obvious move. And king back here gets checkmated. But the king can run to f3. And then I've said this one before, but if rook d3 check, he could run into this little hole, which I don't think I have any. I think I just lose that. The only way to stop him from running into this hole is if now I play g4, in which case if he takes with the king, my rooks can't give any more checks because h4 controls g5. Both my rooks would be here on the 5th rank. Yeah, this is a tricky one, huh? This looks like it could be right. Okay, so after this, I have this move. Okay, I was gonna say it forces the king this way, and I could just kind of ladder him over with the pawns. But I guess I can't. Yeah, not taking theirs either. Wow. I just tried this one. Okay, I did calculate this line, didn't I? I did calculate this line. Oh. Wait. Yeah, okay. I did calculate this line, but I missed the move here. So knight e5 and the knight's pinned, right? The knight's not moving anywhere. And so you have this move g4, which is basically cutting off this escape square for the king, which then would result in a checkmate because the king would have to move back. And so I was thinking of if the queen took here, and I guess I just didn't think much farther after that because there's a lot to think about. After queen takes the pawn, then your back rank ideas still work because the king still can't move to f3, and so king f1 would get checkmated. So you'd have to give up the queen, and then after this, maybe the king escapes to the middle, or maybe he goes behind the pawns. He's still got 5 pawns versus 3 pawns, but I mean, you got a rook, so this should just be completely winning for black. All right. Good puzzle. Sometimes the puzzles are easy, and then sometimes they're just kind of like tricky. Okay. All right, so let's start our 15-minute game here. 15-minute with 10-second increment. And let's see what we got. All right. So we got 1329 from Spain. J.K. Ferrer. We are white. Let's play e4. Followed probably by knight f3. And it looks like he's playing the Caro-Kann. And so I usually try and play the 2 knights. But I'm thinking about just taking and turn this into some sort of like d4 position. I don't know if this person's familiar. I feel like most people don't play an exchange, and I think it's kind of like so I've played a few exchanges, and usually what I got to watch out for is like these crazy sacrifices when they have like these bishops out here and the queen coming out and the knight coming out. This right away, I'll just play h3 because it gives me a little more initiative, I think. So he plays e4 now. e4 is probably the move here. Otherwise, maybe knight f6. I think e4 is the move. Maybe not. Okay, he takes my pawn. So maybe h6, maybe not the best move. So this pawn is technically defended. I don't want to sit here moving my queen all game, but I got to move my queen, and this pawn's defended. The knight's not defended. And queen g4 just seems kind of silly, because then he plays e4. Queen e3, I suppose. Stops him from playing e4 and hits the knight. And then he's got to move his knight away. Seems fair to me. Then I got this bishop check, if I want. My bishop kind of covers these squares, so he's got to go back. He's threatening to move this pawn. And I feel like playing c3 here, just to kind of defend. I can pin his knight. think I just want to castle. I'm gonna do this just to kind of prevent his pawn from moving down. And not a move yet. Let's castle. Just checking here. Let's just castle. And I want to develop my other pieces. I mean, he's probably going to play, what, bishop here? Can't play bishop here, right? My bishop kind of can't move because my queen's in the way, which is annoying. His knight still can't really go anywhere. Neither can this knight. I mean, I guess I could go on the side of the board. Okay. And knight here. Knight here. 4. Maybe just fink out of my bishop or something. I guess he's going to castle next move. Probably like to move my queen out of the way and get my bishop out somehow. Queen e2. If this knight weren't here, I'd have some sort of great gift idea. Maybe just rook e1. Feel like this is a move. Do feel like that move's a problem. Maybe rook e1. Maybe queen e2. I kind of just want to get my queen out of there. There's nowhere else for my queen to really go. It's a little stuck in the middle. So now I got this nice knight pin, but he just kind of chases my bishop away. And then my bishop's on c2. But this bishop's the only thing really stopping this knight move. think maybe earlier instead of playing here, I should have played queen back to d1. d1 and the h3 move. Maybe not the best moves. Unless I go crazy. But going crazy is not really a good idea with like 15 minutes. It's kind of tempting though, because after g4, what's he got, really? No, we shouldn't play any crazy sacrifice stuff. Let's just try to play solid here. Maybe just expand. I mean, black setup's pretty good. My setup's not bad. This knight's not really doing well. Maybe I can still play knight here. Try to trade the knights. Queen takes. But I'm not really threatening too much after that move, though. But I probably just need to trade some pieces. Taking his knight would kind of just help reinforce his center pawns, which wouldn't be good for me. But maybe knight b5. Try and get his bishop. But I would have two bishops versus bishop and knight. So takes. I think I'm going to do it anyway. I think trading's probably fine here. And just kind of like push some pawns. Maybe a4. Okay, he's got e4 now. Looking to play e4 here. And I think dropping my bishop back probably is a safe move. My bishops are still kind of stuck. I mean, if queen back, he plays e4. I could win the pawn this way. But then my bishop's kind of stuck over there too. That wouldn't be good. Here wouldn't be good. Probably kick it away. Probably bishop c2. Unless I'm just missing something. I could also play bishop f1. But I kind of like my bishop staring down these diagonals. So he could play e4, but that's going to give me freedom to like move my queen. I'm probably looking at this move here. Queen in. He's got to defend the pawn. Still can't play this move because this bishop's staring this diagonal. I mean, I can maybe play queen now, queen g5 now. I think we're just going to hit this pawn. Open the scope of my rook here somehow. Maybe I can bring my bishop out to pin this knight. Double his pawns if his queen moves to defend this pawn here. Connect my rooks. That might be good for me. I'm also taking tons of time. People play so fast and still play pretty good moves, and then like I'm just so slow. I don't think my position is that bad, but I feel a little weird about my queen being on this square. But I got to start making some threats here because I've kind of been on the defensive end this whole time. Okay. Queen trade. Interesting. He's got center pawns, so I don't think I want to trade queens. Let's get an extra move in. He trade queens is still probably not good for me because of the doubled pawns. He just moves his knight away. I could probably win at the end game still, even if it's not winning. Hmm. Kind of forced to trade queens. I mean, I can move back. Let's just trade queens. And we got 2 bishops. Might be still fine. Knight back. Bishop a4. Hitting his pawn again. Maybe rooks to the middle. Knight can't move because then I take the pawn with a fork on the rooks. Could maybe double my rooks. Okay, he protects the pawn. Next move could be here. I might go back to b3. b3 and c4. Rook to d1 just looks good. If knight b6, I'm just going to drop my bishop to b3. I got to be careful of this bishop. It is loose. And okay, so bishop e3. There's pawn d4. Takes. Looks good for me. Just attack the knight. He's got the center, but I'm not worried. I feel like chipping away at my pawns is probably good for him. After the knight moves, probably back. He could also maybe just defend it. He actually can't move this pawn because it is pinned now because he pushed the f pawn. That's good for me. Find a way to exploit that. Maybe c4. c4 threatening. Guess this blunders the pawn though. Which is fine. I played this move a little too fast. It's either I take 6 seconds or I take a whole minute. So, blundered my pawn. It's going to be attacking my rook. I'm going to have to move my rook up, which is fine. I'll be able to take back with check. He might not see this. If he doesn't see it for some reason, I'll play pawn takes a3, but he might see it. He might be thinking like, I have some big brain idea. So he's probably hesitating to, I'd just take that pawn. He's probably hesitating because it looks like there's some dangerous stuff going on here. But I gotta play a little aggressive when I'm down on material, I think, without trading my pieces here. He could play this move now. He could play d4 now. but that would be discovered check. But his bishop would hit, but my bishop would also be hit. Okay. Takes with check. Okay, so this would be a discover check for the moment. And after king moves, this pawn would be pretty weak. So I think I wonder if I should just throw this in anyway. Check, check. Probably trade. Gonna double up here. Now that he has no bishop. Okay. Probably start chipping away his pawns somehow. Yeah, block up the position. I don't know what his plan here is with the rooks. Try and create some sort of threat here. Okay, so he's kind of got a threat here. I mean, I guess I can just defend it. Counter threat here. I guess I'll just defend it. Still don't think he can really do anything. I guess he can... Is he just going to sack the exchange? Okay. He is going to sack the exchange. I guess he's just winning the piece. now that I look at it. Yeah, this game's over now, huh? So I'll move my king here, but I guess he's got knight check, which is fine. Pawn here, I move here. Guess I only got this move. Take the knight. Okay. All right. Let's see where I went wrong here, because I felt like I was doing really good. I know the h3 move probably wasn't any good. Exchange is fine for me. d4. So bishop f3 is just not a good move, huh? I guess bishop b5, maybe not playing aggressive enough. Bishop b5, pinning the knight. And then maybe c3 here. Okay. I'm not paying attention here to the threats. I think is my main problem. All right, let's play one more. We'll do it like a 10-minute game, just because my time's a little short. Let's try a 10-minute game. Just to make sure I'm on the right screen here. All right, I got totally bamboozled by the move order here. So now we're just playing something very strange. I'm not even sure what he's playing. Maybe trying to play some sort of Stonewall or something. We'll play like a kind of verse London here. He's looking to play a Stonewall. Knight d7. Okay, we'll drop our bishop back. h4, h6. Knight d7. Just kind of stop any knight move coming in. And maybe get my own knight move in here. Castle first, maybe? I don't know if I need a castle just this second here. Takes. I'll get my bishop on a really nice square. G5. The heck is G5 all about? Let's castle. Okay, now we'll play f5 and solidify our pawns here. This move is fine. Drop our bishop back. And I guess we'll just lock up the position here. Free up my rook. Okay. We got takes with the knight. I assume he's taking this way, which he's not. I don't have this check. I have this move. Do have this check. He's probably looking to play this anyway. But if he does, I will sack. And is he going to push g4 or b4? He might. This pawn is hit. I can infiltrate with the queen now. My position's pretty safe, I think. Let's create some sort of threat here. Maybe he's thinking rook here, but I got this pawn. Yeah, I don't know if that works for him. I'm going to try a move here. Put some pressure on him. I'm also like scoping this rook. He might not see it. He does. Now I'm going to hit him again. If he goes back, I take it. Rook here, maybe. Okay, he's got some attacks here. Maybe I can open up this side of the board. Could play just b6 to be safe. If he plays a5, I'll just snip it off there. This blunders his pawn, right? It's a check. Could block it with the rook. I can't quite take this. I can double my rooks, maybe. Does that work? It doesn't quite work, I don't think. This bishop needs to do something. Let's fork these two pieces here. We will take, threaten the bishop. Okay. All right, let's stay calm and not lose this here. We're getting low on time, so we're gonna have to start making some moves. Be nice to queen trade, I think. Let's get my bishop out here. Maybe I could start pushing this pawn up too. How can my queen stay up here and be active? Maybe here? Let's just drop the queen back. In case he wants to attack my queen again. We'll just drop it back, and then we'll start pushing these pawns on the side. It's got to be good, right? Yeah, let's just try and push the pawns. And we can get this rook going. That's tempting, but it's just doesn't really do a whole lot. Okay. Let's see. This pawn now, maybe? And then we got, we can pin this bishop. We also got rook here. We'll take that. And now I'll move my queen. Okay, this bishop is protecting us. Tempting move. We'll move my queen back. Just protect from checkmate. And we'll push this pawn. I think as long as this bishop and this queen cover f8, I think I'm okay. I was worried I screwed up for a minute there. We're going to have to play quick. Can't really dislodge this bishop with anything. The only thing he can do is sack his rook, but that would eliminate his checkmate threats. Maybe desperados. Maybe he puts his rook here to be annoying anyway. But then I'm going to play queen here and blunder this bishop. I guess he's got this bishop move now. Okay, now I'm definitely going to like do something. Trading queens would not be the best idea right here. He doesn't know that. Trading queens here would be a good idea. If he moves his queen, I got this check here, which should be pretty good. And I got this blunders. Okay, now I'm running out of time. Yeah, I was running out of time there. That's why I play 15 minutes. Time's such my enemy. Man, an absolute winning position, but I just take too long to make moves. What moves did I make that were the longest moves here? Sometimes, like, that's the problem with playing chess with, like, shorter time controls is you don't really have to, like, you don't have to think a whole lot. You can make relatively poor moves, but, like, if your opponent's slow, it kind of doesn't matter. I didn't spend a whole lot of time. I think it was just a lot of moves. I probably had better moves. I guess I spent a minute there. I wonder if I had a... let's look at the one game review I have. Yeah. I played better. I had one poor move here. Yeah, probably because of this. But I was thinking like, I was thinking of sacrifice, but I guess this, he's got this move, and then when I move away, he just takes my bishop. Yeah, so that was pretty poor. So there's a few times I had a mate in 9. Mate in 6. Oh, come on. Oh man, I need better time management or something because this is just winning. Dang. Yeah, I still didn't. Just take the rook. Mm, that's tough. All right, well, I'll remember that for next time. Just want to look at the opening real quick. This is a weird opening from the start, right? I guess I just have this check right away. That would have been pretty good. I, s- I still have this queen check. Like in the beginning, my eyes just aren't open here. Too worried about too worried about taking too long on moves, and at the same time, I take a lot of time, and I don't even really see the good ones. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, that's it for me for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me just check something here. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.